All right, it was a away win for Warri Wolves on that day, and the game was played at the Samuel Ogomudia Stadium in Benin. At that time, it was the home ground of Bayelsa United. Now it's even a lot more complex for Bayelsa because they are playing in Delta now, Ohara, in Delta State. That's where they play their home games, and they'll be meeting Warri Wolves, who are the original landlords of Delta State. Promises to be an exciting fixture this Sunday in the Globe Premier League. But Said, let's take a look at the fixtures for this weekend, March the 16th, and the Abia Clasico. Abia Clasico is the one that jumps out at us, and that's the first fixture. Enyimba against Abia Warriors. Remember last season, Abia Warriors went to Aba and beat Enyimba 1-0 in Aba. Will they be able to do it again this season? Can Thunder strike at the same point twice?
Will it strike twice? I don't think it will strike twice. This is Enyimba. They've been showing us that I think they've come this season to come and be drawing perhaps still early days in the season yet. Abia Warriors are not doing badly too, but they are somewhere just in the middle there. But it's going to be very difficult for Abia Warriors to get anything at this point in time in Enyimba, considering the fact that Enyimba they've not started very well at all.
Enyimba now joined up with Sunshine. They are only second on goal difference. Let me run through the fixtures, and then you pick out the ones that jump at you, Said. We have Giwa, high-riding Giwa. I mean, one of the very decent teams you've seen this season. I wonder how those guys are able to just put such impressive performances together week in, week out. They'll be hosting Heartland of Owerri. That game will be played at the Ahmadu Bello Stadium in Kaduna. That's the home ground of Giwa. Ifeanyi Uba will be taking on 3SC in Rojeni. That also is a very tricky encounter. In Port Harcourt at the Sharks Stadium, Sharks will be welcoming Nasarawa United. Sharks are flirting with relegation. They're really down. The two Port Harcourt teams are down. FC Taraba will be welcoming Kwara United, who are also struggling somehow. Also, lost at home midweek to Enyimba, and they want to go on the road to pick something. And then you had the game we just talked about. Bayelsa United will be hosting Warri Wolves at the Ogara Township Stadium. That also promises to be an exciting game to watch out for. These are some of the fixtures of games to be played this weekend. Let's see some of the other fixtures. If we, Aqua United. This is going to be at the Nest of Champions. Yes, they will be hosting the
Rangers.
Inform Rangers.
2 wins
4 games.
Them
unbeaten, and that's a good one for Rangers. Pillars, who are also struggling, will be at home to El Kanemi in Kano. That also promises to be a very interesting encounter to watch. And then Dolphins
and Wiki there,
and High Riding Wiki also will be playing at the Liberation Stadium. Dolphins and Sharks and Taraba and are really struggling for their lives this season, and I'm sure these teams will want to go out there and pick maximum points for their fans.
And it will be very difficult for Kano Pillars. You know, El Kanemi Warriors.
They have no choice but to get. But the coach will have to find a means of getting those 3 points off El Kanemi Warriors.
Obviously, last week we talked about they defeating Dolphins, perhaps giving their fans something to cheer about. But it was not to be for them. They had the 2-2 draw there. But now they have no choice but to defeat El Kanemi. But this same El Kanemi, they went away last time out. They defeated Ifeanyi Uba.
Wiki beat Ifeanyi Uba.
Wiki beat Ifeanyi Uba by 4 goals to 1 there. But El Kanemi.
Ifeanyi Uba, it was Ifeanyi Uba that beat El Kanemi at the Karkanda Stadium 4-1.
By 4 goals to 1.
Yeah,
that's very good. Thanks for the correction there. I'm not talking about Kano Pillars. What they will need to do now is the only way they can just tell their fans that we are still home and dry this season is just to defeat El Kanemi Warriors, but which is going to be very. Guess where Kano Pillars is? Just 7th on the log. It's uncalled for El Kanemi. Though you might not say it's still early days in the season.
We still have a long season ahead of us.
You still have a long season ahead of us. By the time you start compiling this result now, you now start talking about we should have won this, we should have won that. But then talking about 3SC also and Chad.
They are going to Rojeni. They are going to play Ifeanyi Uba United. For 3SC, 4 games. No defeat under the new coach, Gbenga Ogumbote.
But they haven't seen of draws.
Can they extend it? Can they get a result from Ifeanyi Ubah in Rogeni? That's a very, very difficult one. Ifeanyi Ubah, remember, lost at home to Wiki. They fired the coach. And then they lost midweek to Heartland. And they are really wounded lions now. And there's a lot of money. You score, you win. The proprietor of the club is promising hundreds of thousands of naira.
But just last week, since they changed the name, just last week they lost. We felt okay. The name was going to be perhaps being a change point for them from Garbos to Ifeanyi Ubah. They lost, and now looking.
They lost at home, then they lost away. Now they are going back home.
No, it's going to be very against 3SC. The one thing 3SC has been able to show this season is that they are a compact side. They can defend. If they don't want you to score on their good day, you won't score them. So it's going to be very, very difficult now for Ifeanyi Ubah. It might end up in a draw. I think I'll predict a draw for that particular encounter.
Another fixture is league leaders, Sunshine Stars of Akure. They are going to be playing Lobby Stars of Makurdi at the Aparaku Stadium. That also is a very tricky encounter. Very Lobby are not very comfortable and they are struggling for consistency. But Sunshine are a very decent side, very difficult to beat. And that's why they are on top of the log. But can they get something from Lobby in Makurdi? These two teams have a long history of fierce,
competitiveness amongst them.
The rivalry is very strong.
Yes.
Their games are always very, very difficult games.
But if Sunshine Stars can keep up with this momentum, but why I don't want to really blow it out of proportion for Sunshine Stars is when Kwara United, when they were relegated 2012-2013 season, they started on a beautiful note. Defeated all comers, Kano Pillars there in Kwara State. Different teams, they were on top of the league for like 12 weeks, so to speak. From nowhere, they were relegated. And you know, in the Nigerian Professional Football League, you can never predict anything at all. So should Sunshine continue on this momentum, they might be able to get a draw there. But another particular encounter that gets my attention is Dolphins against Wiki Tourists. They got their bonus last week. They got a draw against Kano Pillars. They went there to Kano.
And then they lost on the road to El Kanemi on the road.
And now they'll be playing Wiki Tourists, high-flying Wiki Tourists.
Wiki Tourists are very, very decent side. 3 away victories this season. The same with Enyimba, 3 away victories this season. They are very difficult teams to play. And for Liberation Stadium, with that good pitch, and the fans who hardly come to watch, it's going to be some battle for Dolphins.
It's going to be battle for them, but against Wiki Tourists, and they've not really been convincing this season. The two Port Harcourt sides. Talk about Dolphins, talk about Sharks.
They say it's lack of money, but money is available now.
Money is available. Even look at the whole South team. Even Bayelsa United, somewhere the drop zone.
But Warri Wolves is also from South, but they are moving up. Aqua United are also from that region.
I don't know why I don't always like to remember Warri Wolves because their house at the CAF Confederations Cup for 3 seasons in a row now. It's a sadness. So when I just remember Warri Wolves, I just like to take it away from them.
All right, let's move on very quickly and also inform you about the new dates. The League Management Company, organizers of the league, have announced new dates for March Day 17 and March Day 18. And that's because of the Federation Cup games that will be holding next week. Remember, we talked to you about Federation Cup round of 32 being played on July 7 and 8. So the League Management Company have announced minor fixtures adjustments because of the Federation Cup round of 32. So now, as you can see on your screen, March Day 17, which is going to be the next match day after this weekend, instead of holding at the initial date, is now going to be holding on the 12th of July. March Day 18 is now going to be taking place on the 15th of July, which is midweek. And then March Day 19 will be taking place weekend of July 19. For the rescheduled games involving Warri Wolves, they stand the way they are. The Warri Wolves 3SC game in Ibadan will be July 8. And then the Kwara United Warri Wolves game has also been moved to July 22. And Warri Wolves will be hosting El Kanemi Warriors of Maiduguri July 26.
They've got quite tricky ties
Yeah.
there.
So I'm happy that the League Management Company are able to quickly make these adjustments so that we can still finish the season as scheduled.
Of course.
Because we started late, we had a lot of delays, we had a lot of, when there was change of government, we had to go on about 2-3 weeks of break. Now we have to catch up.
We have to stop for the
all of that is to, all of that is to make sure that we are able to meet up the fixtures and finish the league as at when due. All right. So I think we're done with the preview. So don't forget, where will the away victory be coming from? Maybe you should go one step further. If you can try and tell us what the exact score will be for the away victory. Tell us the exact score that you're expecting from any of the centers for those of you predicting away victories this weekend. All right, let's move on. There's still plenty of football to talk about. I told you there's a lot of football to be played this weekend. Let's spare some time to think about the ladies. And that's because once in 4 years, the best women football playing nations in the world always come around for the FIFA Women's World Cup. We're down now to the final 2 teams, and it was exactly the way it was 4 years ago. Japan against the United States of America. 4 years ago, the Japanese were not given any chance of winning, but they went in there, fought hard, dragged the game to extra time, and eventually won it on penalties. The Americans are saying no, that will not happen again. But let's take you to Canada and show you how the Japanese were able to get again into the final for the 2nd time in a row. Sit back, enjoy the highlights. We'll come back and talk about the final game, Japan-US. Where will your money be after this timeout?